The following is a presentation of CBC Sports.
What's going to happen in the hockey game tonight and why?
I think Toronto's going to tie it up.
Everyone's underestimated San Jose right throughout this and thought they were not such a good team, and they've made a really good comeback.
Toronto, because they're determined.
They're basically going to have to get back to that hard grind in the corners, skating fast, back checking. That's the way that they're going to win it.
If Wendell like he normally plays, then the Leafs should be okay.
Last year in September, whenever we started our training camps, I would have told these guys, hey, we have a chance to play San Jose 2 games to advance to the Final Four. I think everybody would have said, yeah, I'll take that. And well, now it's there. And everybody seems to be waiting for me to do some kind of magic. There's no magic to be done. I mean, say, we got to go out there, and all we're asking from the guys right now, from everybody,
Teams are still alive in the hunt for the Stanley Cup. The Sharks and the Leafs are there, but Toronto faces elimination tonight. And if you thought Maple Leaf Gardens would be rocking, not yet. There's a little tension in the air in anticipation of Game 6 of this conference semifinal. Good evening and welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada. I'm Ron McLean. The first thing you need to know is that the Leafs are coming out. Don Cherry shook Doug Gilmour's hand. He says the Leafs will win it. If not, he'll wear Kevin Constantine's tie. That's if Kevin will give it to him, although I've heard Constantine says he'd like to give it to Cherry. Now the fans are on their feet. The Leafs are in a hole, but they do have 2 games at home, and that's a perk. Harry Neal joins me. Harry, what has Toronto got to do this evening?
Well, they got to play better defense. For the 2 years they've played for Pat Burns, defense has won for them. In the 6 playoff games they've won, they've allowed only 5 goals. In the 5 they've lost, they've allowed 22 goals. San Jose creates the illusion that you can beat them offensively. Detroit couldn't do it, and Toronto may not be able to.
Been a lot of talk about Sharks having bad games after good, but they did win 2 in a row in the Detroit series. They did win Game 7 and then Game 1 of the Toronto series, so they can put games back-to-back. 2 lineup changes for Pat Burns. John Cullen's in, as is Eric Lacroix out from St. John's, Newfoundland. McRae and Pearson are out. What do you think about that?
Well, Pat Burns has made lineup changes all year long. I think he's looking for a little bounce from these 2 new guys. Maybe some physical play and some enthusiasm from Lacroix. Maybe some nice passes from Cullen.
Eric's dad, Pierre, is here and sitting with Guy Carbonneau. Now, the San Jose Sharks, I can't believe they're 9 wins away from a Stanley Cup. Can't believe it could be the 7th and 8th seeds in the West. What do they have to do?
Well, team frustration, team patience. They will not retaliate physically. They make it hard for you to create hate and emotion. The Leafs have lived off that. They want to play a chess game. The Leafs want a heavyweight bout. We'll see. The Leafs better change a bit.
You know how good the Russians are at chess. They seem to always find a way to score that first goal. A minute into Game 7 Detroit, a minute into the game the other night in San Jose. If they were to score, how much trouble does that present to the Leafs?
Well, neither team has done very well when the other team scored first. It becomes a mental thing more than a physical thing. The Leafs are not a very good catch from behind team, and the Sharks are very good at not letting you catch them from behind.
Herbe's great with the lead. What about Felix Potvin? Any thought on him?
No, I think he'll be fine, Felix Potvin, and I think Herbe, this is what bothers the Leafs. What if he comes up with one of these good games? He's been very average in this series.
Well, there's nothing really you can say. It's obvious. Toronto's in a must-win. The crowd's going crazy. You'll hear Paul Morris with the starting lineups, and you'll hear the national anthems. So enjoy Game 6, the Western Conference Semi. The Sharks and the Leafs drop the puck next.
Sean Cronin. At left wing, number 14, Ray Whitney. At right wing, number 12, Bob Airy. At center, number 13, Jamie Baker. number 32, Arturs Urbe. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting lineup for your Toronto Maple Leafs. On defense, number 4, Dave Ellis. On defense, number 23, Todd Gill. At left wing, number 14, Dave Andreychuk. Right wing, number 11, Mike Gartner. At center, number 19, John Cullum. Starting in goal, number 29, Felix Potvin. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and join the star of Miss Saigon, Kevin Gray, in the singing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so silently streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, who paid with love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see right the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
And here we go. San Jose leading 3-2. For the Sharks, a golden opportunity. For the Maple Leafs, pressure, big time. Good evening, everybody. This is Bob Cole in the booth at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto for Game 6. And the goaltenders, Arturs Urbe has played all but 2 periods in San Jose's 12 playoff games. His goals against average is .380. Regular season, he was 2.84. Felix Potvin has been beaten 17 times in the 5 games of this series. He allowed just 10 against Chicago in 6 games. Both he and Urbe are under the gun tonight. Bill McCrary is the referee. Pat Capuzzo and Randy Mitton will be on the lines.
Moore, Cronin, Whitney, Baker, Erie. That's the starting five for San Jose. Elliott, Gill, the Leaf defenseman. Cullen, Andrechuk, and Gartner up front. And the Sharks shoot the puck down the ice. Elliott in his own zone, played it up to Andrechuk. He saw Gartner open near center, and Gartner had to turn back with it. Just threw it into the San Jose zone, and Irbe is out of the net. Moore getting in behind the netminder. Jason Moore, big crowd, enthusiastic crowd. And they're cheering the Leafs already. They haven't hit 1 minute yet. The goaltender is just watching so far. Todd Gill back as the Sharks are changing. He'll get some room to come out. Gill gets through center ice and over the line. He's going for the net. Gill centered it. Dribbled by the corner, and Cecil takes it out front. It comes. Big scramble there. And Irbe down as the Leafs come out firing. All guns blazing. And Irbe hangs on.
Well, the Leafs aren't complaining now about a 2-3-2 setup with Game 6 and maybe Game 7 at home. The fans are on edge. The Leafs very quiet in this morning's practice. All business. Todd Gill leading a rink-length rush here, and the Leafs get their first good scoring opportunity as Arthur Irbe makes the save. Bill Berg goes to the net, hoping for a rebound. The Leafs have to do this. The Shark defenseman not very physical most of the time, with the exception of maybe Cronin.
Cecil will go in there to take the face-off against Larionov. To the left of Arthur Irbe. No score, we're just underway. Puck in back of the net. Ozolinsh, number 6 for San Jose Sharks. On the other side is Norton, and he'll drop it back to big Ozolinsh again. He got it to the line, and the Sharks, there's that turnaround again. Larionov. Up goes the defenseman Norton, and Makarov will turn back. Ozolinsh spies the man open, but he couldn't handle the pass. Cleared at the line. Rolled back in. Makarov turning around. He gave it to Norton, going to the corner and looking back. Norton gives it to Ozolinsh on the other side. They pass it around. Larionov's shot blocked by Potvin. His first stop of the game. Good pressure by San Jose here, looking for the first goal. Garpenlov centered it. McCown standing in front of the net, cleared it away, but Norton kept it in. Ozolinsh in deep, centered it. Berg had his man tied up and got the puck loose, kicked it loose. Ozolinsh stays in there. He's in deep. He's knocked down. And the Leafs, Bill Berg will come out. There's Cecil taking the pass. Cecil backs off from the hit from Norton. And Irbe will wait for his mates to change. There's Gilmore. Clark missed the pass in front of the net. Crowd was cheering as Gilmore stepped on for the first time.
Well, the big fight for San Jose. Larionov's line with Ozolinsh and Norton. They rarely shoot the puck in. They are masters at puck control in the offensive zone. A lot of circling, a lot of giving and go. The Leaf strategy on shoot-ins: get it to Irbe, put it hard around, or dump it in the corner to his right, and he may do just that for you, as Gilmore just misses with his pass to Wendell Clark.
Well, Gilmore remains on now with Clark and Borshevsky for Toronto. Elliott is number 27. He'll be in on the draw for San Jose. And Gilmore tied him up. Clark rapped at it. It hit the boards and then Clark, but he couldn't hang onto it. And Dolan gets it out and shoved it ahead. Duchesne lost it. Borshevsky near center ice. Had it checked away from him, and Elliott turns. Just dumps it down inside the Leaf line. There goes Mironov. Rouse is the other Leaf defenseman. No score. Coming up to the 3-minute mark, and Clark lost it. A shot by Dolan off the glove of Potvin. Duchesne tried to center it. It's centered anyway. Dolan was covered in front by Clark, who got back. It'll roll all the way down the ice. And that is icing called against Toronto.
Well, Ron MacLean in the opening mentioned 2 changes in the Leaf lineup. We know Pat Burns changes a lot of lineups all through the season. He's kept his 6th defenseman that he's used in every game of the playoffs, and he's got Lacroix and Cullen in, Pearson and McCrae out. With the St. John's Newfoundland team out, there's a lot more healthy scratches around Maple Leaf Gardens these days.
And Lacroix is on the ice to take his first shift in a Stanley Cup playoff game. He's wearing number 41. That is Eastwood, 32 on the faceoff against Jamie Baker of San Jose. No score, first period. We played 3 minutes and 15 seconds. There's Harry from the corner, and Gill checked him. Baker comes in to help. The puck loose in the corner, and Baker wrapped at it. It was kicked loose. Lacroix in on the boards against Cronin, and as they collide, the puck hopped high and over the glass into the crowd.
Well, it looks like Pat Burns is going to get this line, his fourth line out early in the game, get the butterflies out of Lacroix's stomach. He's got to be a little sharper on the boards when pucks come around on his side. He's got to take the man out so he can't kick it back in if he pinches or tip it past the defenseman. Well, he's playing the wrong wing, Bob. It's tougher when you're on your backhand over there.
He gets a short shift on this first turn as Pat Burns makes the change again, and Cullen is out there now against Baker. Face off to the right of Potvin. From the draw back to the line, Cronin shot. Potvin reaching for it. Didn't have to play it. It was wide of the net. Harry is back there trying to dump it in front. It was loose. Cullen couldn't move it out. Baker took a shot. Potvin covered up on the rebound off the boards behind him. And the Leafs are hanging back a little bit. But now here's Cullen. Got the center and dumped it in. That'll be offside. Ellett was trailing the play for Andreychuk, but he took the puck outside the line.
Well, the San Jose Sharks often have two forecheckers and the third man off in the center who backs up like a defenseman. And since most of the rushes are 3-on-3, it's pretty tough to think you're going to stick handle by anybody. And if you're going to shoot it in, you have to shoot it in at the red line so the wingers without the puck can get to it. I think that's what Pat Burns is telling John there. Get it in the minute you can. That means at the red line, so your wingers don't have to wait for you. They can go knowing you're going to do that.
Larionov, Garpenlov, Makarov, the big line for San Jose again. So Zezel's line is on for Toronto. That'll be the matchup as we hit the 4-minute mark of the opening period. No score. Zezel took the puck away. Berg centered it. Zezel right in, and he was stopped by Irbe. And the Sharks pick it up, and three of them take off. Up to center ice. It's lobbed in there by Larionov. Garpenlov. He's bumped by Lefebvre. It goes to the ice. And the Leafs get it up on the glass, but not at Ozolinsh. He gets a weak shot in. Oh, puck bag on his right pad off to make a save off the deflection. McCown back to the net. Berg knocked it down. Gets it up to center, and Ozolinsh rolled it in over the line. Ozolinsh again coming out. Nearly got trapped inside the line. Makarov turning back, and he lost it, but he'll pick it up again in time with Gilmore coming in there in a hurry. Boy, did they love to circle back. Duchesne's long shot, kicked out by Potvin. The lead pass to Clark. Clark just dumped it down the ice, getting away from Dahlin. And this is another icing call against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just over 5 minutes gone in the first. No score.
The Molson Canadian Stanley Cup Contest. Win a trip to two 1994 Stanley Cup games and a chance to shoot for $1 million. Or win one of over 500,000 official NHL prizes. Scratch the neck label or call for details on entry without purchase. The Molson Canadian Stanley Cup Contest. Take your best shot.
Kevin Constantine saying that his team has been written off more than 24 times this year. He said, all I know about this group is that as a team, they are well aware that success in the National Hockey League playoffs often depends on knowing how long it takes to succeed.
We have no score. Just over 5 minutes. And the face-off to the left of Felix Potvin. Shots are 4-3 in favor of San Jose. One of them a deflection. And Potvin made a very big hit. Puck back to the Leaf net, and Gill had to hurry back against Dahlin. Dahlin wrapped at it. Got a pass away. It comes near the line. Con Ellick kept it in. Clark goes back, gives it to Gill. He does it. Rush. 180 feet. Already in the game. Here's a chance for Clark. He scores! Wendell Clark. Hello there. And as hit fit or planned, wrapped it home.
Remember, the Leafs want to shoot it in when they're facing 3 San Jose defensemen backing up. They want to put it to their Urbe's right, and they want the forward that didn't shoot it in to go to the net, and they want to get the rebound off the end of the rink when it comes out this fast. Arthur Urbe missed the shot completely. The Leafs up 1-0.
5:26 into the first period. Toronto takes a 1-0 lead. The Sharks, remember, are 5-0 when they score first, and 2-5 when they don't.
And the Leafs have not won a playoff game this year when they did not score first. So the first goal has been monumental.
Clark from Gilmore and Gill at 5:26. 1-0 Toronto. Whitney and Erie try to go Leafs back to pick it up. John Cullen. Gardner wrapped it on the boards and got it out of his own zone. Sharks play it back in, but it hit a Leaf player at the far side, and I think hopped up and hit the linesman, DiPuzzo. Play stop.
All right, Marshall.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Take your best shot in the Molson Canadian Score a Million Stanley Cup contest. By Ford of Canada, where quality is job one. And by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
And there's Dr. Douglas going in to the clinic here at Maple Leaf Gardens. And DiPuzzo obviously has been cut. You see it here as the puck hops up off the boards. There's the linesman, and he's been hurt.
Well, it scares you when you see the doctor taking his sport jacket off on the way into the first aid room. You know he had a good look at the puck. Bill McCurry calling up to Dave Newell, the supervisor, telling him to get Ron Asselstein, who is the standby linesman, downstairs and get him dressed.
Randy Minton, the other linesman, is down there now talking with McCrary. And there's Dave Newell. He's the series supervisor. Standby referee tonight is Paul Stewart. And as Harry mentioned, Ron Asselstein is the standby linesman. He's been called.
McCurry's going over to the coaches to say, we're going to go with one linesman until DiPuzzo gets stitched, or we're going to take a delay and wait for Asselstein to get dressed. And we don't know what it is he decided to do. But Ron Asselstein is in the rink. He's got his referee's equipment. There he is right there, wanting to know, and he's now telling Randy Minton how serious the cut is and whether he thinks he'll get back in short order. They don't want to delay the game too long. And at this time of the year, Bob, in a critical game, they don't really want to play with one linesman either.
I think you're right, because you can see the Sharks are just skating about in their own end of the rink as the Leafs are skating in their end. And I believe when McCrary talked to the two coaches, they both chose to take a break and wait till the well, if DiPuzzo is okay, maybe they could get him back out, or they'll wait for the backup. In the meantime, we go to Ron McLean.
Bob, I'll go get to Ron Asselstein in just a moment, but first I want to show you on TV. Here you were this morning with Paul Henderson, who is now very much in jeopardy in the Leaf alumni box because he's giving the Sharks pep talks throughout the playoffs. That was Bob and Paul. And another funny thing, just before the game, two of the biggest heads in hockey Doug Gilmore and Don Cherry. And we'll have, of course, Don along in the coach's corner in our first intermission.
Ron Paul was telling me this morning, I asked him, what are you doing here today? And he said, don't ask me. I said, well, I have asked you. There he is now upstairs. And he said he went in to talk to the Sharks because he has some personal friends in that organization before the 7th game in Detroit. So, what do you think? A call was made to Paul Henderson, and he was here. But in fairness, he was in chatting with the Maple Leafs also. Paul Henderson, a hero I think we'll never forget.
Elementary. New Pepsi Max. Oh, jeez. All the taste, 1/3 the calories.
Back at Maple Leaf Gardens, Pat DiPuzzo's in the room. Ron Asseltine, what's the word?
Well, Pat's got a real bad gash over his right eye where he caught that shot along the boards there, but I'm the standby linesman for tonight because the National Hockey League has standby referee and linesman for every deciding game. So they're just stitching him up now. By the time I got dressed, Pat will be ready to come back. Now, it is over his eye, and it's pretty bad. If his eye does swell shut, then I'll come in and take over for him. But right now, they're planning on sending Pat back.
Perfect. So they'll delay. They won't go with 2 officials?
Right now, the supervisor, Dave Newell, has said that the game will be delayed until Pat gets stitched up.
Just one other thing, since we have a moment. You're here this evening because of the Golden Whistle presented to an official in all of pro sport who has done great work for charity. So congratulations. We've mentioned the award before, but tell me about that.
Thanks, Ron. It's an award presented by the National Association of Sports Officials for community work, and I received it, first Canadian, first hockey official to receive it.
Isn't that dynamite for the Children's Wish Foundation? You've done so many great things. Okay, Jim, go ahead. Jim Gregory's going to go in and see. Oh, they're going to get him dressed. We're going to take a break and continue with our Stanley Cup playoff coverage. A little excitement here on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
To build a winner, you got to have hard-working guys you can depend on. A good, solid enforcer. Great move. Tough in the corners. And not afraid to go to the net. The only thing better than one good enforcer is 2 good enforcers.
Now at your Ford and Mercury dealers for a limited time, get F-Series Enforcer with airbag, rear ABS, and more. Only $13,744. Or choose Enforcer 4x4. Now only $16,244.
Enforcer's tough enough for me and Blue. And Blue is one tough pup. Bushy, too.
Your clients are here.
Where's Joe?
Accounting.
What's he doing down in accounting?
Using the copier.
What's the matter with the one on this floor?
Down again.
How come we never see your people up here?
We switched copier companies.
What? Who?
Pitney Bowes, the one with the best service guarantees.
When did this happen?
After your memo on empowerment.
Pitney Bowes, in business to get your business done.
Pat DiPuzzo, if you've just joined us, one of the linesmen tonight was hit over the eye with a puck, and he is being attended to now by Dr. Leith Douglas, the Toronto Maple Leafs doctor, and the vice president of hockey operations for the National Hockey League, Jim Gregory. He went to the far side. We saw him, Harry, just moments ago go into the clinic over there. Asseltine is the standby official, the linesman, Ron Asseltine, and he has not attempted to get ready yet. So apparently, we say that DiPuzzo is about ready to come out, and we do know he is receiving some stitches, and he'll be back out. Supposedly, he'll be out faster than it would take Mr. Asseltine to get ready.
I don't know why they didn't just start Asseltine as soon as they saw that DiPuzzo needed stitches. So, I mean, what's the difference if he's half-dressed and DiPuzzo comes back? If DiPuzzo doesn't come back, we cut the delay in half. And if he does come back, Bob, what if his eye closes? What if he's got a headache? Those pucks off the head often give you headaches, you know.
You know, when a team gets on a lead like this, oftentimes the coach senses he'd better get a timeout. Well, Mr. Constantine and the Sharks do have a timeout right here. And we'll take a timeout. And again, visit Ron MacLean.
Thanks, Bob. I'm with Don Cherry, of course. I want to apologize if we say what you fellas have said upstairs, but what do you think of all of this?
Well, I suppose now he should be wearing a visor now. Is that what you're going to say?
Absolutely. An iTech visor. Pat Burns said so.
Yeah, Robbie Burns is related to him. He says, quit knocking the visors. I said, I've always knocked. Well, he says, if you're going to wear one, make it an iTech.
They're all good, though. We're just kidding, of course. What a break for maybe San Jose. Toronto gets a goal and boom, a delay.
I'm going to, on Coach's Corner, to start off with you kids. Everybody always says, dumping in the puck is stupid, eh? Always stupid. Yeah, dumping in the puck when nobody's going, it is stupid. But I'm going to show you that goal, how he knew that puck was going to come up. Dumping the puck in. What they do, San Jose, everybody knows it. They line up along the blue line, 4 guys along the blue line. That's what New Jersey does too, but the Bruins were too stupid. They never dumped it in. What Gilmore, smart guy, dumped it in, out in the net. Guys that try to stick handle through, there it is here. Now watch, he knew what he was doing. Here, watch it come out like that, right on his stick. That's the way to do it. Perfect.
And Coach's Corner, I think, is going to be all about Doug Gilmore tonight. I have a hunch. There's another look at it. Bad goal, though, don't you think?
No, it's not a bad goal, and I've said all along, the Sharks are listening here. Everybody goes high on this guy. This is what I do, is along the ice. If you look at goals, you know where that went, right between his legs. Along the goals, when those butterfly, when they open up, and they got that butterfly open up, something's got to be open.
It's funny, I was going to credit you at the start of the show and Joe down at Nathan Phillips Square, because you've always said Potvin's got to be Potvin, and he said, as you say, Clark's got to be Clark. What did you think of the lineup changes Pat Burns made, putting Johnny Cullen in tonight and Eric Lacroix from Newfoundland?
Well, I got to say something. Pat's right there. I don't understand one thing, is that Pearson's out of the game. Pearson hits the rush and knocks him down with 4 minutes to go. The guy lays there for a minute. I guarantee if there was 18 guys hit guys like that, they wouldn't be standing out there. I don't understand. He gets ripped in the paper. The kid, it was 4 minutes left to score. It's 5-2. You give him a shot. And Lacroix, he adds a little jump. That's what he's trying to do. I don't know why Pearson's taking all these shots.
There's Pierre Lacroix, who's now, of course, a hockey agent of renown, and he's sitting with Guy Carbonneau. Guy Carbonneau, Selke Trophy winner, like Doug Gilmore, of course.
Without his shield, too, way up there.
What is it with that? Look at all your fans over here. Those guys make me sick. You guys keep it down. Non-Cherry fans shouldn't be letting them in, especially behind the Sharks bench. Let's talk a little bit about last night. Boston Bruins bow out after winning the first 2. New Jersey, 8th team in history to come back after losing 2 on home ice.
You know, you imagine, look, we got an outside of the bill in there. Can you imagine that's going to be the last game? What is that, outside? Oh, I get it. We didn't know it was there. 4 minutes to go. Is that where we got to go? That's the last game that will ever be played in the Boston Gardens, if you can believe that. And it's sad to see some go like that. I guess, Harry, what are you doing? Why is he pointing like that?
He just let me know we're going to commercial here.
Oh,
when you're
all
done.
right. Gilmore for MVP. I'm going to talk more about that on Coach's Corner. Stay tuned.
Doubtless. Okay, we'll throw it back upstairs in a moment, but first, let's take it off to commercial. You're watching the Sharks and the Leafs on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
So, you decided to go out and become an entrepreneur. Hey, why not? You're young, aggressive, willing to take a few risks. It's no wonder small business drives our economy, and why we created Advantage Preferred Entry Service, our greatest long-distance savings plan ever for small companies. Hey, you've earned your stripes. Sign up today. After all, we view small business the same way you do.
We've found that people come to Swiss Chalet for a variety of reasons, and one of them happens to be variety. Like our famous chicken in 4 different garden fresh salads, a choice for every taste. Chicken salad, chicken Caesar, warm chicken salad almondine, and our quarter chicken with chalet salad. All very affordably priced, which, by the way, is another reason people come to Swiss Chalet.
Pat DiPuzzo, as you see back, 15 stitches later. Puck over the right eye, and we're underway again here in the first period. Toronto is leading 1-0 on the Clark goal from Gilmore, and Gill at 5:26. So now we've reached the 6-minute mark of the first period. And the puck over the glass hit the far side this time. and the play stopped. You wonder what this does to two teams, Harry. They obviously have their pregame talk, their pregame plan. The Leafs come out, they get a goal, and then everything stops for 6 or 7 minutes.
Well, I think if one of the two teams had been putting immense pressure on the other, they'd be the one that's penalized. Although the Leafs are winning 1-0, it's been a very even game. So I'm sure that neither team thought their momentum was interrupted at all by the delay. 15 stitches in Mr. DiPuzzo's head. Dr. Douglas is a pretty fast worker.
Toronto 1, San Jose, no score. And a giveaway inside the line. There goes Osborne forechecking. Osborne dumped into Zezel on the other side. He couldn't handle it, though. The Sharks trying to clear it out. Zezel stopped it with a skate that got away from him. And Makarov takes over at center ice. He dumps it in. McCown is the defenseman back there for Toronto. He was bumped by Garpenlaw. Zezel's pass, intended for Osborne, got by him. Makarov tossed it back again. Larionov with Zezel forechecking. Now Berg and Osborne. Two of them are in deep. And Ozolinsh is forced to play it up along the board. Still not out. The Leafs steal it again. The pass to Berg just a little too far. Great forechecking by this trio for Toronto. Zezel is pinned, but Berg went after the puck. Osborne is there with him. The three Leafs on the one side. Prairie, the referee, watching Zezel being dumped. The crowd, of course, partisan, wanted a penalty, but a clean hit in there.
Well, 2 hits he took, Bob. We saw the second one there, but earlier in the shift, he really nailed Zezel into the end of the ring. Now, when you bring the puck back into your own zone from the neutral zone, as the Sharks have done, you're taking a chance that if you do turn it over, you're in the red area, not the nice blue area in the middle of the rink, and that's exactly what happened. It's a great play when you reform and walk out of your own end. It's not so nice when you give it away after you had it in the neutral zone.
Face off again to the right of Irbe. Peterson for San Jose behind the goal. Comes out in front. A pass away, though, and up through center is Ellick. Gets in over the line and lost it. Gilmore had to get rid of it. He was checked by Duchesne. Here's Dave Ellick. He has to go back. Gill for Toronto. Again, Dahlen forechecking against the defenseman, but Clark got the pass, and he tried to rifle it on the boards and hooked it high into the crowd.
Well, Doug Gilmour, I know we've mentioned this a number of times, but he's playing with a badly sprained ankle, tape, medication. He hasn't practiced since the end of the first round. A tremendous example of courage. I think it was Ralph Waldo Emerson who referred maybe to Gilmour when he once said, a great part of courage is the courage to have done the thing before. You know, the worst part of the game is after the game for Gilmour, when he really feels how badly his ankle has been hurt.
Shots are 4 apiece. Clark has the only goal in the game so far. It came at 5:26. Rebound off the boards and a low shot through the legs of Irbe. 1-0 Toronto. Eastwood poked it over the line for Baumgartner. Cronin got back and took a hit from Baumgartner, who takes the puck and rolled it in back in the net, and Eastwood is in, and he was hit. Baumgartner is in there again, throwing the weight around. Here's Baumgartner, and he lifted the puck a little too high, all the way to the line. Rouse faked the shot, coming in, and that's blocked, and Irbe grabs it, but there's a penalty on the play, and it's going to San Jose.
Well, some tremendous forechecking, and you people that think you have to cause the turnover with the hits on the forecheck could see here that it isn't just that. It's the fact that when you get the puck, you know you're going to get hit, so you move it before you should. And there's the penalty in front of the net. Lacroix gets knocked down and draws the penalty. Baumgartner is on a bomb mission, and he's running after the most physical of Sharks in Cronin. You're not going to bother Cronin, but you may get him to hurry his play. And if you hurry your play in this business, you make mistakes.
Cross-checking the call at 8:14. Toronto on a power play. Mironov gives it to Gilmore. Gilmore back to Mironov. On this side is Ellett. The pass goes to Gilmore again. Now Gilmore to Marinov shooting, and that's off the stick. And it went high into the crowd and behind the San Jose net. 1:44 left in the first penalty of the game. It's against San Jose.
Well, the Leafs are 7 for 21 in this series, and two of the reasons why their power play has done so well. Andreychuk's come to life in front of the net. Mironov and Ellett have played great on the point. They're getting their shots through. The Shark defensemen do not bother the man in front of the net like most teams do, and you wonder how many of those point shots Herbe sees.
From the face-off, it goes to the net, but Andreychuk was tied up by Gaetan Duchesne. The Sharks come out to center. Gilmore got back to check his man, Krupa. Ellett goes around the net, 1.5 minutes left in the power play. The Leafs are leading 1-0 here in Game 6, facing elimination tonight. It is Gilmore touching it back for Andreychuk. He tried to give it to Gilmore again. That didn't work. And the Sharks are going to shoot it out to center. It hit the other linesman, Randy Minton. But he's okay, I think. Ellett dumps it in. Ozolinsh is back. Borshevsky checking big Ozolinsh. He lost it. Andreychuk rolled it in front of the net. Got a backhander away. It'll be Marinov at the blue line, and now Ellett getting set to Marinov again. Marinov to Ellett. Rolled it ahead. Gilmore to Marinov. He doesn't shoot it. The pass was deflected. Andreychuk to Gilmore. They get it back to the line. Great pressure by Toronto. It is Marinov. No shot. Gilmore couldn't handle a hot pass. Here's Borshevsky. Here's Ellett. Now Andreychuk waits. Doesn't shoot. Ellett shoots. That's blocked. Here's Ellett again. Moving up. Andreychuk. He had all day to rifle one home. Here's another shot. Herbe hangs on to it. 14 seconds left on this power play. It's still 1-0. Toronto, that's all.
Well, Andreychuk usually can outweight the goalie. He does. But then 3 or 4 Sharks swam back to the front of the net and helped take away the opportunity. Watch this. He's going to wait for Herbe to get down. Flat. Look at the 2 Sharks in the crease. They are the goaltenders, not Herbe until he gets up. And then the shot comes from the point, and the Leafs lose a great chance to score. Good patience by Andreychuk. He really did not have as much to shoot at starting right now. If he shoots it now, he's all right. But Herbe doing the backstroke to try and stay alive as a goalie, gets some big help from his 2 penalty killers, and the Leafs lose a good chance to go up 2-0.
That is very frustrating for Dave Andreychuk. Backing off to give himself a little more room, and then saw nothing but teal. Halfway mark of the first period, 1-0, Toronto leading. And they remain on the power play, but for only another 14 seconds. They win the draw again. Gartner, his weak shot is over the net. Gilmore is in, however. Gilmore in front of Gartner. And he didn't get all of that one. Herbe did.
Well, we wondered whether Arturs Herbe would come up with a stellar performance. I know that he missed that first goal, but he has prevented the Leafs from going up another one here with some excellent goaltending. He's tough to beat in close. I think you got a better chance when you're out 20, 25 feet on him, and hope you got some screen.
5 seconds left to the San Jose penalty. And as they lift it down the ice, that will kill the penalty to Cronin. He's back out. The Leafs are leading 1-0. 9:30 left in the opening period. Gilmore poking up to Clark. Clark is coming in there, sailing to the corner, around the net, trying to come out front, and no room. And again, the Sharks hang on and get it down the ice. Lefebvre is back with McCown. McCown can't knock it down. Here's Berg and Zezel. Osborne is in front of the net. Zezel centered it. The Sharks cover up in front of the goal. And a play called. Another penalty coming up, I think. And this time it's going to be Mark Osborne of the Maple Leafs. Interference is the call.
Goaltender interference is the call. Osborne's got to put the brakes on, although he gets shoved in there by Ellick. The rule of thumb is if you don't try to get out of his way, the referee's going to give you the penalty. But Ozolinsh loves to stand at either blue line. Got caught on that one, and Norton, who blocked the shot, gets hurt. So the Leafs get a penalty. 1-0, 9:11 to go here in the first period.
This is probably the weakest part of the San Jose team. Their power play is dismal.
Sure is. 3 for 31. A 9.7% success rate in this series.
They need one here. The Leafs have the only goal of this first period so far. Clark scored that at 5:26. Now, the power play for San Jose. Peterson steps up over center and shoots it in. McCown wrapped at it. Gets it out over the line. Alec is back. Dahlin is on there with him. Peterson and Whitney. They'll have the big five on shortly. Up to center is Alec. Over the Leaf line. Right in on the net with it, and Potvin will cover up. And no doubt we'll get the big change now. Constantine hasn't made a move yet.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the Sharks are not nearly as much a shoot-it-in team as the Leafs are. Look at the Leafs, daring you to try and carry the puck over the blue line and forcing you to think about shooting it in. Whitney gets hit with it in the face right here as McCowan's stick after McCowan dumped the puck out of the zone. Accidental, no penalty.
No change has been made for the Sharks yet. Alec remains on with Whitney, who's racing for the puck against Alec. And Alec pinned him and knocked him down. And there's no further play, so another face-off to the right this time of Felix Potvin. 1:15 left in the Mark Osborne penalty.
One thing I like about McCrary, not the only thing obviously, is he blows the whistle when scrums occur in behind the net or in the corners faster than most. It saves a lot of pushing and shoving, and who knows how many injuries it saves.
DePuzzo did not drop it. There will be a change. Gilmore and Alec are waved out. Whitney in against Andrechuk. Andrechuk controlled that face-off, and the Leafs shoot it down the ice. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. There's Gilmore intercepting. Nearly set up Andrechuk, racing to center as Alec up over the line he goes. And Rouse took care of him. The puck high on the boards, and Andrechuk rifled it the length of the ice, right on the net, but a high stick had made contact, and the face-off is going to be inside the Leaf line with 52 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. Osborne is off for interference on the goaltender.
I am sure Rouse makes a good play on Alec as he doesn't go for the fake, carries him into the boards nicely. Gilmore chips it off the glass, but it was hit by a teammate over his head. As a result, the face-off will occur in the Leaf zone.
1-0 Toronto in the 6th game of the best of 7. San Jose leading the series 3-2. Cecil trying to win this face-off and can't do it. Ozolinsh from the blue line slapped it in behind the net. Potvin missed it. It's stopped by Larionov, and he gets in a good spot for a shot. Decides to hang on to it. On the power play, they move it on the outside. Norton, Ozolinsh, Larionov. Larionov turning away from Lefebvre. Comes all the way back to the line. Skating on the outside, leaving it for Norton. Back to Larionov. He gets set and throws it in at the side of the net. Now they crowd in there. The pass was intercepted. Harry threw it back to the line, and Norton to Larionov again. 10 seconds left in the penalty. The shot is deflected wide. Potvin came up and grabbed it. Like a flash, that puck came off the boards and came out into the crease. And somehow he saw it.
Well, Larionov must have a no-shot clause in his contract, at least on the power play. He finally decides to shoot one. It goes off McCowan's stick and is coming right out in front. And as you said, Bob, an acrobatic move, not on the shot, but on the rebound to prevent a possible goal as Sergei Makarov working around the Leaf net.
Potvin was saying the other day he finds that power play lineup difficult because they do not shoot. He'd rather have a shot or two. Well, he didn't get one that time, but he made a fine play on the rebound off the boards. Falloon turning around on the backhand. Baker's tied up. Here's the shot by Moore. And Moore again with the penalty over now. Osborne is on the ice. The Leafs have killed it. Long shot by Cronin, nowhere near the net. 7 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 is the score for Toronto. They're now called for icing. And we'll be back.
Don Cherry wakes up and briefly considers a job coaching hockey in Sweden.
Thanks. I needed that.
Wake up to cool, refreshing Skin Bracer.
Now there's a new degree of odor protection. Introducing Degree Deodorant Active Stick, the body heat activated deodorant that releases extra odor protection every time your body heat rises. For a new degree of odor protection.
I remember Dad claimed that he'd never drive a van because it's too much like a bus.
It doesn't drive like a van.
This is the van that convinced him.
I've got the 1995 Ford Windstar.
Just listen to how quiet it is.
Drives well, it's smooth, corners well.
When I turn the corner, there's no roll. We've got the dual airbags and the ABS brakes and
the
side beam door thing. Parking the Windstar is very easy.
The only thing that it's missing is a bathroom.
Bob Cole and Harry Neal in the booth at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Bob McLean and Don Cherry along, the Hockey Night in Canada crew. And we're happy to have you coast to coast for this Game 6. Toronto 1, San Jose, no score. Face off to the left of Potvin. Clark has scored the goal for the Leafs. Andrechuk is up there. Trying to shoot it in, Borshevsky does. Hervey stepping out of the net, leaving it in the corner. Cronin played it ahead. Borshevsky nearly intercepted that. But the Sharks hustle and get it out and all the way down the ice, but that is going to be icing against San Jose.
Well, I mentioned in the opening that the San Jose Sharks do not take many challenges physically. They force teams to create their own emotion. And Sean Cronin may be the only defenseman on the team that goes out of his way to be physical. I think they like that about him. I think they want a little bit of that in case they need it. But basically, they turn down confrontation, and it makes them hard to play against.
Six minutes and 36 seconds left in the first period. Shot from the line. Gill missed the net. Sharks bring it out. That is Alex striding to center ice, and Gill. Clark wrapped it on the boards. Peterson's drive is blocked. Dahlen is back at the goal. He and Duchesne fight for it. Duchesne is bumped by Gilmore. Alex stopped it. Alec dumped it in behind the net again. Dahlen tied up by Todd Gill. Gilmore also in there watching Duchesne. The Sharks trying to center it. Duchesne was in front, but Gilmore backhands the puck on the boards. It's still not out. Again, Gilmore wrapped at it and got it ahead to Gardner. He and Gill get together. Coming up with Clark. Over the line, it's Gardner's shot. A weak one, and turned away and passed ahead by Hervey. 5:35 remaining in the first. Gilmore didn't expect that pass from Mironov as he was skating in. Now the Leafs shoot it in. Hervey out of the net. He crossed up his man coming back. Gardner takes it, sets it up. And the shot, not a hard one, another knuckleball type shot that Hervey saw and had very little difficulty stopping with Clark in front of him.
Well, the shooter's stick broke. I guarantee you that Hervey plays Santa Claus at the San Jose Christmas parties. He cannot handle the puck at all, especially on the right side of the net. He crosses up his defenseman right here, Norton. Gardner gets it out into the slot, and if it hadn't been for the fact that the stick broke, it might have been a difficult save easy for Arthur Zerbe. The best hit of the night, Todd Gill on Todd Ellick. Along the boards just beyond the Leaf bench.
1-0 Toronto. 5:23 left in the opening period. Face off to the left of Irbe. Ozolinsh coming out. Gets as far as the line and has to hook it back. Norton now will have to contend with Zezel of Toronto. The pass through the middle. Got by Berg. Ozolinsh fired it on the boards, and it's back in there for Lefebvre. He turns away from Makarov and gets it up along the boards and out again. Norton back. Ahead to Garpenlaw. Two Leafs check him. Zezel flipped it up for Osborne. He overskates it. Norton backs up. Osborne chasing him. Here's Ozolinsh coming out. Going to the left side. The pass doesn't work. Circling again is Makarov. Out to Garpenlaw, trying to find room to get in there and doesn't find it. McCown. Pass ahead to Bird. Dump to the line. Makarov faked the shot. Then he was hit. A high stick. A high stick came up. And it's Rouse who'll get the penalty. Now, no doubt somebody will check Makarov. The San Jose bench.
Well, Curry called the penalty right away. Makarov is certainly not injured on the outside of his face, so it'll be a 2-minute penalty. The Leaf bench went into hysterics at the call. And here it is right here. Rouse goes up to take out Makarov, who intercepted a cross-ice pass. Rouse doesn't go for the fake shot, and he tries to slash the stick of Makarov. He must have hit him in the chin. Here's a better look at it right here. There it is. 2-minute penalty. I know he probably didn't try to do it, but lucky Makarov's not a bleeder.
The call is slashing. 15:43. San Jose, their second power play. Toronto leads 1-0. 4:15 remaining in the opening period. Here come the Sharks. They'll slowly go up there and get inside the line. They're going to pound it in this time. Alec trying to pick it up with Dolan. The Leafs roll it along the boards. Peterson stopped it, shot it in deep again. McCown had his man. McCown lost it. Sharks back to the net. Dolan with Whitney. Dolan dumped it out front. There was Osborne. And he's away to shoot it down the ice. 20 left in the penalty. 3:35 in the period. Sharks start out. Whitney takes the pass in the center ice area. Moving up with Alec and Dolan. But Alec got back to ice the puck again. Goaltender Irbe out to play it, and here comes Zezel. Zezel went in to stop Peterson. Zezel steals it. Saved it! Shot off the outside of the post by Berg. Very loose play inside the San Jose line. And Irbe, almost like he goes to sleep when he gets the puck. And they're getting on him here. Nearly gave up a goal that time. Berg and Zezel. Puck out over the line again. 30 seconds left. Penalty to Toronto. Larionov has to go back. Gilmore will stay with him. Gilmore tapped it loose. The Leafs steal it in there. Osborne again. Hooked it back to McCown. He shoots a long one. Bounces in wide of the net. Well, that will kill the penalty. Only 8 seconds left in the penalty. And the crowd appreciating the penalty killers of Toronto in this first period. Here's Clark trying to break away. Gets in over the line with it. Tried to go in around the defenseman. Jeff Norton fell. And with 2 minutes left in the period, it's Gardner! think maybe a goal has been scored. But McCurry, the referee, is right there, and I think he says no. It did not get across the line.
Or Bob, it might have got across after the whistle. You got to give McCurry marks, though. He was in a perfect position to make that call. It was not a long-distance call. Herbe gives the puck away again. Maybe he should use the other end of his goal stick. I'm sure he drives his coach wild with his nonchalant, careless puck handling. Well, you couldn't tell by that replay, but McCurry was in the perfect spot to make the call.
Minute 57 seconds remaining in the period. Still a 1-0 hockey game. Toronto leads. Clark the goal at 5:26. They have outshot the Sharks 13-6. Mironov fires along one end. Herbe out there again to stop it. Falloon playing one to center ice. Minute 40 to go in the period. Falloon doesn't know where it is. Clark does. He takes it from center and shoots it in. Clark went after the puck over the glass again, and the play stopped. And the face-off is going to be inside the line. Minute and a half left in the period.
Well, we can criticize Herbe for his puck handling, but we can't criticize him for the stops he's made. He loves to come out. It's like he's saying to everybody, I'm going to get this right if it takes me the whole playoff. I am sure the coach is saying, let it go. The defensemen now know where it's going to go, and they know you're not going to come out and throw it in the wrong direction.
Arturs Herbe. And he works on it maybe 20 minutes or so every practice.
It isn't the physical part of it, it's its mental part of it that gets him in trouble.
Here's Borshevsky. Back to the net. Borshevsky fights off a check. Has to go to the corner, though, and get rid of it again for Gilmore. He'll circle and center it. At the blue line is Gill. Pounding a shot that hit Andreychuk. Centered again. Wicked hard pass. Whistle by Borshevsky. Dahlin played it up to the line. Ellick going in. And again, Putback covered up on the rebound off the boards with a minute left of the period. Down the ice, no icing, waved off. Borshevsky coming in. Here comes Gilmore. And the Sharks pick it up. Norton gets a pass ahead. Took a hit, though, and got it up the center where Dahlin and Ellick get together. Dahlin trying to bring it in around Gill. What a weak shot in on Potvin with 39.9 seconds left in the period. Potvin smothers it again, and another face-off coming in the lead zone.
Well, Gilmore complaining a little bit to referee McCurry about the interference in the offensive zone. Todd Ellick, for sure, all over Gilmore when he doesn't have the puck. But when you lead the NHL in scoring in the playoffs with 22 points, why wouldn't you cover Gilmore with this kind of enthusiasm? He'll burn you badly if you don't.
Shots 13-7 in favor of Toronto. It's a big game, a bigger one for Toronto. A loss and they're out. A win and they live another day. If the game 7 is necessary, Saturday here in Toronto. Here's Norton coming back. Right in front of the net with Osborne in for checking. And the Leafs for checking line now. Says Osborne. He cleared that one. I think maybe he was helped down to the ice. And there's going to be a penalty call. In behind the play as the Sharks moved it out. And this checking line of the Leafs was causing a problem or two. And now here's the penalty.
Jezel did trip him from behind. Herbe embellished the call. You can't blame him there. that had 22 power plays to kill off, and the Sharks only 9. Zezel did touch him, but Herbe made it look good.
Well, it's the second goaltender interference penalty called by Bill McCrary, and here it is again as the Leafs were forechecking. He came out, and then whoops, down he goes.
Well, Zezel, I wouldn't say kicked his feet from underneath him, but dragged his left foot, and that upset Herbe. Herbe wasn't born yesterday, you know. He knows he's got a good thing going. He's a nomadic goaltender, and the league is trying to protect the goaltenders now. So he's going to fall whenever he gets bumped.
Zezel is in the penalty box with only 18 seconds left in the period. And the Leafs leading 1-0. And again, a power play for San Jose. They are 0 for 2 tonight. Lefebvre will dump it down to the San Jose line. It goes all the way back for Larionov. They won't get time to move up for a shot, I don't believe. Only 5 seconds left. They get as far as center. And Lefebvre broke up the play as the horn goes to end the first period. Shots 13-7 in favor of Toronto. And coming up in our first intermission, Don Cherry is in the coach's corner. Score at the end of the first period here in Toronto. The Maple Leafs 1. The Sharks, 0.
Don Cherry wakes up and briefly considers a job coaching hockey in Sweden.
Thanks. I needed that.
Wake up to cool, refreshing skin bracer.
I hate blind Dave.
When life turns up the heat.
He's here.
Nothing protects like Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated to give extra protection when you need it most.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
So, Mr. Gordon, you saw the future?
Yes.
And in this future, Mr. Gordon, your house is actually paid for.
Yes.
Your children are in college. And do I have this right, Mr. Gordon? In your future, you go south in the winter. Is that correct, Mr. Gordon?
Yes, south.
Tell us, Mr. Gordon, do you really believe that this faith in the future is the sign of a sane individual?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Starting May 17th, it is possible.
The Mustang's kind of a wild creature. Think you could tame this beast?
We can give it a shot.
What's the craziest name of a horse you've ever been on?
Kinky lingerie.
Does that sort of fit in with the stuff you guys are wearing?
Yeah, exactly. We actually wear ladies' underwear underneath there.
145 horses enough for you?
Well, you haven't let me open it up yet.
Okay, you're at the post. And you're off.
Ford Mustang with 145 horsepower, 3.8-liter engine, standard, dual airbags, anti-lock brakes,
Go look at us now. Toronto.
Oh, I'm having a ball.
I use pressure-treated lumber, and I still have expensive water damage. Why?
Even treated wood needs Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer. It penetrates to protect wood, brick, and concrete from water damage. Trust Thompson's products. Canadians' first choice in lasting protection.
This deck is only 2 years old, but it looks like 10.
Bring back your old deck with Thompson's new Deck Wash. In one application, your deck's natural beauty is renewed. Trust Thompson's products. Canadians' first choice in lasting protection.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
To discover the real difference between the world's 2 leading soft drinks, we're implementing an anthropological study. Chimp A will be allowed nothing but Coke. Chimp B, nothing but Pepsi. The results are astounding. The chimp that drank Coke showed improvement in motor skills. The chimp that drank Pepsi, however, disappeared.
Hello? It's him.
Coach's Corner live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. You're a little upset we showed that while you were on earlier in the first
I'm on
period.
it talking. We got an outside shot. Now, wait a minute.
Just to let me know we were going to commercial. It was the only way to let me know.
Quiet. Now, just a minute here. Osborne's penalty. Let's talk about Osborne's penalty here, okay? The Leafs have had 19 power plays against them in 7 periods. 19 power plays! And you notice right after that penalty, they stopped hitting.
Most of those penalties came, though, when they got out of hand in the third period the other night.
Anyhow, here we go. I want to see that penalty. Now, it was said you have to make an effort to stop. Let's see it. Roll it right now. Go ahead. Now, does he make an effort to stop? Now, watch him coming in. Slaps the puck. Watch the snow. Watch the snow. One cross-check, 2 cross-check, and he gets it for a goalie interference. What is going on?
Todd Ellickstad likes the call.
So what? I don't like the call.
That wasn't a very good call.
Well,
But Bill did a nice
And do you remember what I said in the opening one time? Irby comes out and tries to get you to just to touch him, and he'll take. And they're buying it. They're buying it.
Andy Moog did that to Pavel Bure the other night. It's a little trick, although Pavel did go through the crease. Seemed to change the momentum of the game.
I told you, they stopped hitting right away. Pat, get him in there and start banging again. I cheer for the Leafs. I live here. That's what I do.
Well, you should.
And
be
by
more
the way, all you people out there, I feel sorry for you in the hospitals with broken ankles, jumping off the bandwagon. Talk about tough. I tell you, they're the worst guys in the world. They're winning tonight, and they're winning the 7th game.
Okay, Kevin Constantine's ties twice if you're wrong. Let's go to the Bees. I asked you a little bit about Boston bowing out last night. What do you want to say about
I think Harry's something's wrong with Harry, that he would say something about Casey. They haven't had a big save since Cheevers left. Why would he say something like that on the eve of a game, and Casey went out and proved it like that? Can you imagine the Bruins losing 5 out of 7 at home? Folks, when I coached there, the people and the players all had Boston flu. Did you know that? Yes, the Boston flu. Yes, nobody wanted to go in there. It was automatic 2 points. And I honestly believe some of them used to mail the 2 points in all the time. But they had a little wee guys, the Bruin forwards, a little wee guys, and then Harry says they're supposed to play tough. It's sad that game is the last game there to see a game like that. And the Boston fans will put up with anything as long as you try and hit. Anyhow, that's sad.
How do you think Dave King, does he feel a little better now that the Canucks blew out Dallas?
Better? He feels worse. He feels like I did when I saw Canadians, after I got caught with too many men, go against the New York Rangers and have a piece of cake, and King saying that could have been us.
Come to think of it, the reason Cheevers was so great, he had 9 guys playing in front of him. I felt bad for Casey when Shorsky was backing in. Everybody says, don't go out on the breakaways. How do you think the Canucks are going to do in the next round?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I remember I was the guy that come on and said, Bure, when he didn't have a goal, I did come on, I got the tape of it, and I said, I think more of him now. And he didn't score because he didn't quit. Mamesso's out there being nasty. Captain Trevor's doing good. But the guy I want to talk about that I think never gets any credit is Dave Babbage. Perfect. Guy, you kids out there, when you see him, when the Toronto plays him, watch him. He's in a spot. He's in the spot. Okay, that's it. I don't have any more time. I blew it all in between. I promised you kids, Jim Marshall.
Great, I like that.
Yeah, Jim Marshall.
Show this animation, but come back. I want to say something at the end. Go ahead.
Anyhow, I want to show that a little animation. This cost $100,000. Last time I put it on, it was sold late. I think it was 11:30 or something like that. This cost $100,000. These guys do it upright in San Jose. Watch it now. Let's roll it right now.
We can talk about it if you wish.
No, I want the music and everything to go. Good, eh?
That's dynamite. And I don't know why you didn't like us showing the outside of the building. You've been known to put on a facade from time to time. Don Cherry in the coach's corner.
What are you talking about?
In Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Tough one tonight, folks. Tough one.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
The Russians
Thanks. Boy, I needed that.
Wake up to cool, refreshing Skin Bracer.
When hockey season's finally over, summer's starting. So I don't want to spend all my time mowing the lawn. The Noma Brute Multi-Mode. It's today's answer. First, the Brute side discharges, or bags the cuttings for easy composting. Later in the season, it turns into a great mulcher. And in the fall, the Brute's leaf vac cleans up all those maple leaves. So, when hockey starts again, I just switch from one winning mode to another.
The Noma Brute, available at Canadian Tire and other fine retailers.
The economy is unpredictable. Tomorrow's weather, uncertain. Tomorrow's fashions, who knows? As for sports, but with 4 new time-definite services, real-time tracking, and on-time delivery guarantees across Canada, UPS gives you new control over every item you send. Hey, life is unpredictable. Your courier shouldn't be.
I want to do more, see more, get more, be more. With this little card, it's not all that hard to get more, pay less.
Introducing the new Zellers More credit card. The card that can put $4 back in your pocket every month. The Zellers More credit card. It's new, it's now, it's only from Zellers.
Zellers, because the lowest price is the law.
Hey, that's my Joe Louis. Yeah? Well, it's mine now. Flip ya. Okay. I'm heads, 1 flip, no 2 out of 3. Whatever.
Warning, now more cream and a bigger chocolate taste.
I'll get it. No, I'll get it. I'll get it. No, I'll get it.
It's one of sport's ultimate achievements, having a place with the elite. The new Hockey Hall of Fame honors almost 300 of the game's greatest contributors. Throughout the postseason, we present many of them on Hockey's Great Wall, brought to you by Ford of Canada, a proud founding sponsor of the Hockey Hall of Fame and makers of the 1995 WinStar. Tonight, simply put, it's Mr. Hockey, the legend of Gordie Howe, next.
About the Taurus, he never stops talking about it.
Taurus is a super sedan. Well, because I'm an accountant, I'm always concerned about cost.
They were both the same price, weren't they?
The wagon and a sedan, yes.
We looked at Chrysler, but they don't have a wagon.
Air conditioning was one factor. Cruise control, I enjoy that.
We took 6 people in the wagon.
Even with your mother there, it was...
All right.
All right. It's great aesthetically, just the overall design.
Great sound system. As a musician,
He's got very good ears.
Gordie Howe was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1972. His contributions to the game of hockey are unparalleled. A brief dossier includes the following: 26 NHL seasons, 5 decades, 32 years in pro hockey. Gordie scored 801 goals in the NHL. 21 times he was named to the All-Star team. He was a member of 4 Stanley Cup titles in Detroit. He won the Hart Trophy 6 times, and he won the NHL scoring title 6 times. The best tribute ever paid to Gordie Howe may well have been from former league president Clarence Campbell, who said of Howe in 1972, there's no way hockey or its fans can ever repay the gratitude it owes Gordie Howe. Gordie's on the Great Wall, brought to you by Ford, makers of the 95 WinStar and sponsor of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
I got it. To make money, you gotta follow the smart money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, get out of straight savings accounts. Maximize your ROI.
ROI.
Return on investment. That's what the smart money concentrates on.
Smart money, huh?
Yep.
Listen, Bright Eyes. There's no such thing as smart money. There are only smart people.
Smart people, huh?
Yep. Want to talk to one?
When you need brake work, trust the people who've done hundreds of thousands of brake jobs. Licensed technicians trained in today's brake technology and backed by a nationwide guarantee. It's service you expect from your car dealer or from the technicians at Canadian Tire. So while car dealers and your Canadian Tire both offer quality brake service, Canadian Tire costs less. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
In an increasingly complex world, we cut through the clutter. CBC News World. Immediate. Accessible. First. Find this symbol in your TV listings and stick with it. CBC News World. Canada's news and information network, 24 hours a day. We go the distance to bring you a Canadian view of the world. CBC News World. News on the hour. Information around the clock.
Think you know sports, eh? Who's the wise guy? Get in the game with Proline. Not bad. Pick the right team. You win cash. Not cash. Cash. So play to win. With Proline from Sports Select. Are they good looking or what?
We're here at the Hawaiian Pipeline for the World Series of Surfing. And after a field of 90, it's down to 2. Jonathan, the 7-year-old wonder, and the big kahuna. And for the winner, a lifetime supply of world-famous A&W Team Burgers. Personally, I think too much emphasis is put on winning. 35 aways. What are they, crazy?
Think you know baseball? Get in the game. Play to win with Proline from Sports Select. Pick the right teams to win cash. All you gotta do is make the right call. You're out! You're crazy! You're still out!
This portion of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC was brought to you in part by Ford of Canada, where quality is job one.
Bob Cole and Harry Neal ready to go for the second period. Toronto leading 1-0. The goal coming early at 5:26. The two goaltenders and their saves in period 1. Felix Potvin perfect with 7. And Arturs Irbe had one getaway. Came off the boards. Wendell Clark came in to pick it up and drove it through his pads at 5:26. And there's the goal scorer. Pumped up tonight. I guess they're all pumped up. These two teams, game 6. Sharks leading 3-2. Can end it tonight and go on to meet the Vancouver Canucks. And we should say our congratulations to the Canucks right here for advancing to the Western Conference Final.
3 times they faced Dr. Death in overtime and survived all 3 games to get a chance to beat Dallas.
So the Sharks on a power play as we start the second period. They dump it in. Zazzle is in the penalty box. Goodrow at the line. Peterson nearly lost it to Gilmore. And the play called. I think maybe a pair of penalties coming up. A little bit of jostling in front of Felix Potvin. And McCreary watched it up. And he'll send 2 away.
Whitney and Lefebvre, I think, are the 2 that are going to get it. Both for cross-checking by the look of it. In front of the Leaf net, the Leaf defensemen are not nearly as gentle as the Shark defensemen are people who go to the front of the goal.
2 minutes for cross-check. Time 30 seconds. For San Jose, Ray Whitney, slashing. For Toronto, Sylvain Lefebvre, cross-check. Time 30 seconds.
Zazzle has 1:11 left in his penalty. It remains 5-on-4. Of course, a long shot doesn't reach the net. McCown dumped it ahead. Gilmore is bumped off the puck by Peterson. He's hit again in the corner. The Sharks center it. Potvin had his skate on the post. Ellick is back there. It comes all the way back to the line. Goodrow turning. Peterson chopped it ahead. He waits at the blue line again. The pass goes in behind the goal. Dahlen put it in the boards in the corner, and it comes back. Now to Goodrow. Once again, Peterson's shot. It is blocked in front of the net, and the Leafs clear it. 30 seconds left in the penalty to Zazzle. Irbe poking up a long pass to Ellick. Norton steps in over the Leaf line. Bumped by Gilmore, and then Rouse shot it down the ice again. With 18 seconds left in the penalty. A minute and a half into the second period.
Here's Norton coming down. Norton left it at the line. Ozolinchuk on with the brakes. 5 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. In back of the net is Ellett. Now Larionov. The pass to the boards. It comes back to him. He rolled it to the line, and it'll go out. Zezel on the ice again. They've killed another penalty. And are leading 1-0. Garpenlov centered it. Potvin got a skate on it, kick one away. Here's Todd Gill. Backs away from Garpenlov and goes around the net for Ellett. Ellett's pass is chopped at center ice, and the Sharks trying to dump it in, got high near the bench, and the play is stopped. We have played 2:09 of the second, and the Leafs are leading 1-0.
The puck hit Randy Mitten and went out into the Shark bench. That's the 4th time tonight the linesmen have been hit. Of course, the first one was off the head of DePuzzo. 15 stitches. We had a delay. He's back now. Ozolinch, when he takes the rush, boy, he doesn't think anything of defense. I will say this. Playing with the same 5 guys gives you a much better chance of one of your 3 forwards filling in for you when you go on the offense. Ozolinch has Larionov, who does that on a regular basis.
Mironov for Toronto. The Leafs get it up to center. Here comes Clark. Went off balance, and it couldn't get back on track. Clark again. Shoots it in from center ice this time for Gartner. Gartner's around the net with big speed on Cronin. Cronin slapped at it, and it gets out over the line. Erie. In on Rouse. He fell. Potvin going back at the net. 2 Leafs are back to help, and Mironov comes out with the puck. Ahead to Cullen. He tried to dump it in. Cullen, body. Can't hang on to it. Falloon brings it in. Falloon's pass. Baker can't get a shot. And Rouse fed it on the boards. Krupa took a drive. And that's high on the glass to the left of Potvin. The Sharks pressing the Maple Leafs right here. That is Dolan without the helmet. He's allowed to get away from Cullen. He got in front, and then Cullen grabbed the rebound and skated out. Cullen over center, a long shot. That'll get into the crowd. It was deflected, and it got high into the crowd. 3:20 into the second period. 1-0 Leafs.
There's nothing sadder than whole, fresh vegetables that rot or dry out before you can enjoy them. But now a breakthrough from Ziploc gives you a happier alternative. New Ziploc vegetable bags have microscopic freshness vents that let just the right amount of moisture escape. So whole vegetables stay fresher a whole lot longer. New Ziploc vegetable bags with freshness vents. Maximum freshness for the maximum time.
Well, John Cullen saw a couple of shifts in the first period, and on his first one in the second period here, he's matched up against maybe the toughest guy in the one-on-one defensive zone coverage, Dolan, and he lost him.
The Sharks line up in their own zone to come out, and here they are. Up to center. Duchesne is ahead of the play. Ellick will take the pass, and then was checked. Borshevsky dropping it back to Ellett. Ellett ahead to Clark, and he reached for it to knife it in there. Krupa around the net. Oh, Clark nailed it. He just kept coming full speed and hit the big defenseman. Back for San Jose. Dolan and Duchesne offside at the Toronto blue line.
The one thing you have to be careful of in the offensive zone playing against San Jose, either their first or second line. Watch, the 3 forwards are in deep. Borshevsky makes a blind pass out here, and all 3 Leafs are behind the icing line. And away the Sharks go. And if you let Ellick and Dolan and the likes of those guys get away, you're going to pay for it. Clark, very determined here, fights off the interference and roars over Krupa. with some good offensive zone hitting.
3 minutes, 57 seconds gone in the second period. Toronto Maple Leafs 1, San Jose Sharks no score. Garpenlov feeding it back, and Osborne chasing Makarov in there. He caught him, but the Sharks get the puck and bring it out. Garpenlov up near the Leaf line is waiting for his mates to catch up. Goes back to the blue line with it. Norton now. Here's Larionov. And he's all the way back. Backs up again from Zezel. The pass is intercepted at the line. Zezel brings it in with Berg and Osborne. It is shot in back of the net to Zezel. He centered it. Osborne just out of his reach. On the boards, and they get it to center. Garpenlov is stopped there. McCown rolled it into the Shark zone. The Leafs are changing. That is Eastwood in forechecking, but Ozolinsh got away from him. Up to Larionov. He's over the Leaf line. Hooked away by McCown. Larionov and McCown going behind the net. Norton lost it. And McCown along the boards gets the puck out. He took a hit in the process. Erie hit him. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the second. The Leafs intercept again, but this time they're offside at the San Jose line. Toronto leading on Clark's first period goal, 1-0.
Everything I have, I push out front. I'm so humble. Full of humility. I think most of the things that I've always done have been a feeling.
We evolved from the store into the theater. The wonder of the theater is that it can produce so many different types of emotions.
I think American Express gives you a feeling of security.
The card extends beyond simply being a card to buy something with.
American Express is welcomed at all kinds of places, all over Canada. Honest.
This is your standard living room. Seating for 8 with all the comforts of home. Our living room also has seating for 8 with all the comforts of home. The only difference is, ours comes with a 4.3-liter V6 engine, standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, a driver's side facial airbag, and the most towing capacity in its class. Introducing the 1994 GMC Safari.
There's the big leaf, Mr. Stavro. He's in charge of this building and this team, among other things in the world of sport.
And his team leading 1-0 in this all-important 6th game, with the Sharks leading the series 3-2. And end the season with a victory here tonight. Hit it center ice, Baumgartner on there again. Baumgartner ran into Erie. Erie came back at him. Here comes Lacroix, and he's fairly physical. He shot it back at the net for Eastwood. He's on check back there, centered it. Cronin without the stick. Once again, Lacroix gave it to Eastwood. He's pushed around, but hangs on to it, gets it in front. Baumgartner fell, and Erie can't get the puck out. Finally, he does, and it's shot in by Whitney. 6 minutes into the second. Eastwood up to center, skating backwards as he turned to pick it up, and it could not go very far. Now they get a hand as they go off. Big forechecking by Toronto. Peterson's high shot, whistle over the shoulder of Potvin. Potvin's knocked down, and I think a penalty coming. Baker ran into the goaltender. Whether that was the call or not, I don't know. It looks like Dave Ellett is getting a penalty for Toronto. The crowd just realizing that now.
There's the penalty right there. You're right, he ran into Potvin, but he had no choice as Ellett tripped him. And the Leafs, now they haven't, Bob, got any penalties by being aggressive and rough on the hits. All their penalties have come from hooks, trips, goaltender interference. That's hard to take when you're as careful as they are not to take an elbowing or high-sticking penalty. There's the Bomber getting Captain Erie a little ride. Lacroix and Eastwood came out and got some hits. Baumgartner's looking for anybody. As long as he's in a light blue shirt, he's going down. That's the kind of shift you want from that fourth line.
All right, a penalty to Ellett of Toronto. And it's Goodrow at the blue line. Put it in the crease area. Dahlin around the net, trying to jam it in. Gets it out front. Goodrow shot. Potvin, it's in rebound. Potvin down. He cleared it away. And Osborne gave it to Gilmore. Gilmore weaves his way across center and over the line. Now he has to back up. But there's McCown. He took a shot, put it high, and went over the glass. And the face-off, therefore, will jump outside the line.
I'm willing to bet between periods, Pat Burns went to Doug Gilmore and said, Doug, they're holding you, they're hooking you, they're making life tough on you. They're trying to get you off your game. The next time it's done in around their zone, go down and you'll get a penalty called against him. Kevin Constantine has changed his strategy on the penalty, on the power play now. The Big Five hasn't started the last two. Odgers, Dahlin, Ellett get out there where they're going to shoot the puck and go to the net without it.
A minute 25 left in the Ellett penalty. It's the fourth power play in a row for the San Jose Sharks. And they're coming in on this one. Goodrow had to take the pass on his skate. It slipped by him into the corner and around the net. He's trying to center it. Osborne hustling over, and he hit Peterson. Dahlin missed the back of the goal. Goodrow tried to give it to him again. The Leafs get it out. Down the ice. 55 seconds left in the penalty to Toronto's Dave Ellett. 1-0, Toronto leading. Second period coming up to the 8-minute mark. Ellett shoots it from the blue line, giving Zezel lots of time to move in, but he hit a man trying to shoot it out. Here's Norton at the blue line. Norton pass to the far side. Ellett put it in there. Ozelinch coming in from the blue line. Nearly got caught. Two Leafs were coming out, but they decided to shoot it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. Sharks up again with the big line on. It is Norton bringing it in for Garpenloff, Larionov, and Makarov. Back of the net, Norton. Out to Makarov near the line. Pass ahead. Norton waiting. Gets the shot. Potvin the save, and he juggles it. Couldn't find it. It fell in front of him. And McCown, the defenseman, fell down on the puck, and no further play. The penalty is over. The Leafs have killed another one.
When you get it right. When you get it really right. Somehow, you just know it. Brewed totally free of preservatives. One taste, and you'll know it's right.
Bill Berg and his mates, a great penalty killing job. Watch Berg on the right side. When he sees Ozelinch going to the net, as he often does, he picks him up and deflects what would have been a dangerous pass across. Good thinking.
Face off to the left of Potvin. 1-0 Toronto. Lefebvre dances in back of the net. Sizing up the situation. Zezel circled and took the pass up through the middle, but the Sharks intercept. Ozelinch. Here's Larionov coming in. Scores! Larionov picked it up and moved in about 10 feet, and then in full flight blasted it by Potvin, and the game is tied at 1.
Well, this line lives off neutral zone turnovers. And there was run right there. And look at Larionov to the left of Lefebvre. and he beats Potvin from 21 feet out on the short side. Here's another look at it. The Leafs had it. Zezel tries to go up the middle with it. Doesn't get it out. Lefebvre goes in to see if he can get the puck. And Larionov beats Potvin on the short side to make it 1-1 with a rare but accurate shot.
Time 8:43. Igor Larionov from Johan Karpinov and Sandis Rosovich. Time 8:43.
8:43, the time of that tying goal by Larionov. And they give assists to Garpenlov and Ozelinch. So the game is tied at 1. Mironov moving up for Toronto and shoots it in. Herbe has not been too busy so far in the second period. Back of the net, Gilmore trying to jam it in. Gilmore was taken out of the play and knocked down by Cronin. And Whitney brings it out for San Jose. He gets in over the Leaf line. Whitney fanned on the shot. Count running into him. Here's Gilmore. That pass across the line by Mironov. Made up for it and brought it in over the San Jose line. Couldn't get too far in there. He's on the ice and batted the puck with his hand in over the line. Krupa to center ice. Krupa decides to shoot it in. It'll go to Potvin off the boards. Mironov around the net. The Sharks are changing, and Gartner is moving to center. Gartner shooting it in. Herbe out of the net. Flicked it high, but right to Gardner. Gardner centered it. Herbe missed it as he tried to bat it away with the big stick, and hopped away from him. But no harm done. Alec brings it in. He is stopped at the Leaf blue line. They thought they had too many Sharks on the ice. Nearly got caught on that change. Play goes right on, and it's shot in from center ice. Norton back of the goal. Gardner chasing him. The Sharks, Larionov, who has tied it here in the second, gives it to Big Ozelinch. Back to the line to Dahlin. He played it ahead. Allen had his man covered. Andrechuk back deep, and he just shoots it out. The Sharks, the team pressing now here in the second period.
Now the Sharks, that's what they wanted. Get back in this game. A half a game to go. The Leafs are on the ropes.
9:15 left in the second period. The score is tied 1-1. Clark in the first. Larionov, his fourth of the playoffs here in the second period. At 8:43, Osborne trying to tip it out of the zone. But the Sharks are doing some pretty good forechecking now. Gill gets away from Garpenlov. Trying to flip it in, but it went high into the crowd.
Well, we mentioned that the Sharks are being much more physical tonight, but only with one player, Doug Gilmour. He's taken a few raps. He's been held and hooked, and he was knocked down with 2 hard checks. First one, Cronin, right here, who plays many shifts against Gilmour. That's the matchup Constantine wants. Gilmour gets up. He's hurting, but he's not going to go off. But watch what happens to him when he goes back into the Leaf zone. The puck comes around the boards to him, and Bob Airy roars and hits him from behind. No penalty, and Gilmour is seeing stars as he heads to the Leaf bench.
8 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second period, and a 1-1 tie here in Game 6. The Sharks with a victory will move on to the Western Conference Final against the Vancouver Canucks. The Leafs trying to make it a 7-game series. If so, that'll be played here at Maple Leaf Gardens Saturday night. Right now, 1-1. Little over 8 minutes left in the second, and the puck is shot down the ice by Toronto. It'll be icing if Cronin gets there, and he does. Baumgartner came in there quickly, but not fast enough. And that's an icing call against Toronto.
Moore runs some nice interference on Baumgartner to perhaps save Cronin for really getting trapped. Cronin makes a good play at the blue line. He lifts the stick up and hopes for the icing call. And there's Moore saving Cronin from getting drilled, you can be sure.
Gilmour back on. Andrechuk and Gardner. Alec for San Jose. Dahlin and Duchesne. From the face-off, Toronto. Ellick. Pass hit Gilmore's skate. Dahlin allowed to come back. Ellick is back with him. And he turns to come in. Long pass is stopped by Elliott of Toronto. Elliott intended that pass for Andrechuk. It was intercepted. And Gill will move back to the net for the Leafs. Sharks are changing again as Gill takes his time moving out. Duchesne and Makarov were in forechecking. Puck in the center ice area. Gilmore hit by Krupa as he tried to skate forward. 7:50 left in the second. Gilmore stops it again, feeding it ahead. The Leafs, Andrechuk gave it to Gartner. Coming in, a sharp angle around the net. Trying to stuff it in. And the Sharks slap it down the ice. Gill turns. Ahead to Gilmore, hit a skate. Andrechuk in there, pumping with Peterson. The two players fall to the ice. Gilmore steals it. He got in front and was upended. Peterson coming down to center ice. Peterson shot it in. It is McCown. Back to the net. Saw Garpenlaw. Did not see Makarov. Garpenlaw takes it. Lefebvre takes him. Makarov going in after it. Overskates it. Garpenlaw again with Lefebvre on the boards. And they can't hold it. Makarov hit the back of the net trying to center it. And here's Gilmore. Ahead. Clark can't get the pass. It hit Ozolinsh. Clark nailed Garpenlaw. 6:45 left in the second. 1-1 tie. A lead pass to Clark again out of his reach. Clark kept coming at Cronin. Now there he is, hit by Lefebvre. Cronin moving up, weak shot. McCown bats it off the boards to center. There's Clark. He and Moore bumped lightly. Eastwood comes up looking for his man, but here he gets a lead pass up there. Offside. Whitney offside, taking the pass. Nearly home free. Offside by a foot.
To us, it was a challenge to totally reshape what you expect from domestic transportation. 5 all-new models with safety, design, and performance equal to cars costing twice as much. After all, just because you're on a budget doesn't mean you have to drive an ordinary car. The shape of things to come from Chevrolet.
Leafs fortunate twice here. Look at Wendell Clark on the bench trying to check Whitney before he got on the bench, and in a very close offside went in favor of the Leafs, or the Sharks would have been in alone.
It is a 1-1 tie in the second as Eastwood intercepts. Centered it! Clark fanned on the shot. He was going right up the net. Now Duchesne moving back over center for San Jose. He shoots it in. Dahlin checked from behind, and Rouse skates out for Toronto. The pass off Eastwood's stick. Duchesne takes it for Ellick. He's moving in there. Ellick in the slot. Pass goes into the corner. Dahlin around the net, can't center it. Now then, it's Mironov. Away from Duchesne. Up for Eastwood. He's trying to get in there. And he was grabbed from behind. Norton going after it. Just got him on the way of Clark. Here's Ellick coming in. Ellick fell as he was being checked by Todd Gill. Sharks get back on side. Dave Elliott back to the net with 5:20 left in the second. A 1-1 tie here in Game 6. Dave Elliott moving up, long shot. It's offside. The shot stopped by the netminder Urbe, but it was offside at the blue line.
Well, if you were with the San Jose Shark team in the management, would you not be excited about this guy Ozolinsh? He is a chance taker for sure. But boy, when he decides to join the rush, he's going to stay in the rush till it's over. They have 4 guys inside the top of the circle. Ozolinsh waits and knows enough to get back. But as I said before, the Shark forwards that play with Ozolinsh know to fill in for him on the pinch, because he not only goes in, he stays in. Andrechuk hurt his knee on this play right here as he and Peterson collided going to the corner for the puck. He is in the room.
5:11 left in the second period here in Game 6. The Sharks need a win to go on to the Western Conference Final. The Leafs want to have a 7th game Saturday. Clark scored in the first. Larionov here in the second. Jason Moore turning in front of his own net twice. Gets it off the boards, and here's Baker. Rolling in there for San Jose. The pass. Nobody could touch it. Sharks are going to keep it in, though. Cronin shot. Tipped in front. Here's a great chance. And breaking in to drive it was Whitney, but he just failed to reach it in time. And Potvin covered up.
To us, it was a challenge to totally reshape what you expect from domestic transportation. 5 all-new models with safety, design, and performance equal to cars costing twice as much. After all, just because you're on a budget doesn't mean you have to drive an ordinary car. The shape of things to come from Chevrolet.
Why waste time with a tractor like this when you can own a Mastercraft tractor from Canadian Tire? It has shift on the go to perform smoothly in tight areas without stopping, so you can finish your lawn in no time, which, all things considered, makes buying a Mastercraft tractor sound pretty good. Mastercraft, the only tractors with a 4-year warranty. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
There's no question the Sharks have taken over as far as rushing is concerned. They're out shooting the Leafs in the second period, 8-1.
And they're out chancing them. That is good chances to score 5-0 after being out chanced 9-3 in the first period by the Leafs.
The score is tied at 1. 4:35 left in the second period. Lacroix trying to get the puck out of his own zone. He fell. The Sharks jump on it. But Lefebvre is back of the net with it now. And he's turning for Toronto. Gilmore, tough time handling it. It bounced away from him. Larionov turning back for San Jose. Backhands it in. Makarov chasing Lefebvre, and Gilmore takes the puck. Quick pass to Lacroix. It goes off a stick into the crowd. 4:10 left in the second.
This is one of the few shifts that Pat Burns has not made it absolutely necessary in this rink anyway in this series to get Zezel's line out against Larionov's line. Maybe he's going to change his strategy a little bit here. I know he wasn't too happy with the last shift. That has been one of his primary motives. Larionov, he's had 11 shots on goal in this, the 6th game of the series, has scored twice, and he's got the 1 for San Jose tonight.
Toronto 1, San Jose 1. Second period winding down here in Game 6. And the Sharks taking over here in the second period. They shoot it in again. Elliott played it up on the boards. Peterson missed it. Got back to slap at it. Gilmore had it hit his shins. And it went in over the line and out again. Elliott turning. Stopped Dolan the first time. Clark let him get away, and Elliott has to come back. Ian Gill, the Leaf defenseman. Duchesne forechecking Elliott. Elliott very slow, moving it out, gets it up to Clark. He has some room here. Clark does the job. Irving standing up there, allowed the puck to come to him. He made a fine stop. Now Duchesne faking the shot on Gill. Duchesne centered it, gets all the way back to the line, and Moore moving up. Gill hit him. Moore got the stick on the puck to shoot it back of the net. Dolan slapped at it. Goes to the corner, and now Borshevsky gets it out. He just missed Clark with the pass. Cronin at his own line. 3:05 left in the second period. Elliott again. Has to back up. Now to Gill. Ahead to Gilmore. He rifles it in. On the other side is Berg and Borshevsky. The 4 players in on the boards fighting for it, but Gilmore gets the loose puck out front of Cubs. Here comes Rouse pinching in. He shoots it back of the net. Cronin for San Jose. Stopping there. And he stopped long enough for Osborne to nail him. Walker. A high one gets off the glove and out to center ice. Rouse will have to wait. Now he shoots it in. The Leafs skate back on side. Then back of the net by Cronin. And the Sharks, Bob Erie, shoots it down the ice. 2:20 left in the second. Mironov decides to lug it out. He gets by Whitney. Comes up over the line, and Cronin stopped him. And the play goes offside at the San Jose blue line. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the second period and a 1-1 tie. Stay tuned during the second intermission for After 40 Minutes with Ron MacLean. Tonight, Ron talks with Maple Leaf winger Bill Berg. And we'll have a feature on some San Jose Sharks who are maybe long in the tooth. Recognize the guy in the center.
Yes, and the other two fellows, Peter Stemkowski, Wayne Thomas, and Tommy Woodcock, the veteran trainer.
Urbe out to handle the puck, and he handles it cleanly this time, giving it to Ozolinsh. 2 minutes remaining in the second period. We are in a 1-1 tie. McCown is moving across center. Long shot in for Urbe. Ozolinsh feeding it off the boards and out to Larionov coming up. He was checked by McCown. And it's driven to center ice. Osborne didn't see it. Sharks backed up to clear the zone again. Here comes Ozolinsh. He kicked at it and missed it. Larionov right in front of his own net with the pass back to him. And he's up to center with it. He and Duchesne leave it at center. Norton went in, was hit by McCown. And the Sharks get back on side quickly. Duchesne is upended, but a penalty is going to be called. And I believe it's against San Jose. Urbe thought it was against the Leafs. So did McCown. He turned to the referee and he said, "What? Me?" And McCreary said, "No, not you. It's the other guy for holding." And it'll be Duchesne.
Well, their best penalty killer. It's the first penalty in a long time here, since very early in the first period. The Sharks got a penalty at 8:14 of the first. This is the next one. The Leafs get a chance to go ahead in a period that they have had very little in the way of offense. Here's the penalty right here. Not much question about it. Here's another look at it. McCowan's trying to get that puck and run a little interference on Duchesne, and Duchesne grabs him and pulls him down. The Leafs have run out of energy in this period anyway, Bob. This is exactly how San Jose wants to play. They're testing the frustration and patience level of the Leafs.
Sitting back and waiting for the break, which they did get at 8:43 when Larionov stole the puck near the Leaf line and skated in alone to beat Potvin. Clark had scored the only goal of the game up to that point. That came at 5:26 of the first. Now then, Toronto on a power play with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the second period. And Peterson will send them back. Mironov, Ellen, Gilmore, Gardner, Clark. Here's Gardner to center. Urbe took it off the boards cleanly. He shot it high on the glass, but it hit the glass before it went out. And the face-off is going to be to his left. That was close.
Gardner shoots the puck in. It's fielded by Urbe, who hasn't had to field many this period. And he wants to get it past the forechecker Gardner. And puts it up on the glass. And you're right, Bob. It hit the glass and went out. No penalty.
Can you imagine Anders Urbe playing for Toe Blake? I remember some years ago, Rick Wamsley, assistant coach with the Leafs, first year in the league. A goalie with Montreal. He wandered a bit, and Toe called him aside. "Rick, have you got a moment?" "Yes, Mr. Blake." When you're in the corner, you know, playing the puck like that, you know, when you go over there, who's in goal? He got the message.
Yes, he sure did. He told us that story in San Jose when Urbe was wandering around behind his own net.
Ellett now from the blue line. Gilmore. Power play, Toronto right in front of the net. A loose puck and a got by Clark. to Ellett. He drives it right in front again, and Clark tapped it. It's out over the line with 30 seconds left in the period. Toronto on a power play. The game tied 1-1. Game 6. The Sharks can wrap up the series tonight. Ellett swings at it, but the Sharks will clear it out to center ice.